time.
Got to meet someone.
Who?
No one you know.
Yeah, well, don't read at the table when you're with me. It means that you don't want me.
Doesn't mean I don't want you.
Who did you meet at lunchtime?
An old friend.
Lady?
As it happened.
Why didn't you say?
Roxy, you can't expect me not to meet old friends for lunch just because they happen to be ladies and you might get jealous.
But I don't get jealous, do I?
No, you're very good.
What was the name?
Sarah Benson.
You've got such a lot of friends.
And you're one of them. My friends are your friends. Roxy.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. At lunchtime today, I met an old girlfriend. We spent an hour in bed together. It's something we do because we'd found it a strain not to once in a while when we meet. I want to tell you because...
We're all free, Simon.
Because it'd be a strain not to tell you.
We're all free.
There's enough dishonesty about as it is. Who the hell's that? Hello? Speaking. I'm sorry, what? Who? Look, could you go a bit slower, please? Yes, I'm listening. Macy? Jesus Christ. What now? Do you have any idea what time it is? Oh, he did he? Oh, God. Yes, all right.
Are you going out?
Sorry.
Who was it?
It was a friend of a friend.
Was it about Macy? That bloke's been calling about Macy all day. He said that he's in trouble and that he'd call you back. Who is Macy?
Macy is a very old friend of mine.
Another?
Macy gave me this shirt.
Okay, mate, see, up you get. Your brief's here to see you. When you want out, sir, just knock on the door.
Macy?
What'd you say?
Say to who? I don't know. Hello, that sort of thing. Can I see my friend Macy?
I told them you were my solicitor.
Yes, I was going to have a word with you about that.
Did they ask for identification?
Showed them an envelope with my address on it.
They're getting sloppy.
Seem a nice enough lot. What have they got you in here for? Oh, Jesus Christ, Macy.
I was getting worried you hadn't got my message.
It arrived at 1 in the morning after a particularly strenuous, not to say tiring day. The first word of greeting from you for 3.5 years. I worked it out in a car. Do you want a cigarette?
Gave up. It's bad for you.
I don't think you're in any position to boast.
You going to help me out then?
What have you been up to? What's brought your vagabond stars straying into the House of Correction?
The forces of night, Simon, they've struck again.
I was thinking in terms of details.
They banged me up.
If I gathered that from your friend in the call box.
Crime, Simon. Crime and law. Do you want to talk about that?
Not especially.
Crime and law. Law and crime. The lightning bolt. The hangman's rope. The semantic block and tackle. The creative act suspended. Now, crime is an act locked up in definitions called laws. My question, whose laws?
This is 2 in the morning.
I knew you'd make it.
Wasn't going to abandon you in your hour of need.
No, I mean, I knew you'd make it.
Oh, I see. Where have you been living?
In a squat.
Property is theft.
No, property is bloody expensive.
I don't know what you think I can do. Number 1, I'm not a solicitor, I'm a barrister. And number 2, I don't practice criminal law. I changed my mind.
What law do you practice?
Chancery, I'm a tax specialist.
Tax?
Chancery law. Listen, I shouldn't be here now. I don't think they'd have let me in at all if they didn't think I was your solicitor. I more or less told a lie. I suppose they want to hold you incommunicado. They seemed less than altogether pleased that anyone had turned up.
They think you're my brief.
Apparently.
Get them to talk to you.
What are they charging you with? What have you done?
Ask them.
Is there an ashtray?
You're in it.
I don't understand all this melodrama, Macy, but then I never did.
You've been living a sheltered life, Simon. There's still a war on.
Oh, come on, Macy. What have you done? Lost your driving license? They're reasonable people. Why don't you...
Since I last saw you, I've stayed active.
Active at what?
I've been involved in a lot of activity. I'm someone they'd like to discredit. The politics of oppression are what they ever were, Simon. There's nothing holding it all together except the opposition to personal liberation. It doesn't change. It hasn't changed.
And you haven't changed.
No.
You want me to talk to them? I'll talk to them. I'm not prepared to sit here all night, sir.
I'll be with you in a moment, Mr. Jacks. Oh. Macy, Paul Andrew.
What are the charges against Mr. Macy?
All in good time.
He'll want bail.
Bail? There's no chance I should forget about that if I were you.
What are the charges?
Macy, Paul Andrew. Mountjoy Gardens. That's a bad neighborhood. Got some very funny clients, Mr. Jacks.
It's an offence to live in a bad neighbourhood now, is it?
He lives in a squat.
Is that why he's under arrest?
No.
Then why?
I'm just telling you, Mr. Jacks, that your friend is collared.
On what charge?
There's a war on these streets. We're not losing it.
You work to a quota at this station, do you?
Oh, come on. You're not telling me he's innocent.
Of course I am.
Nobody's innocent, Mr. Jacks. Just a question of how guilty.
Bit of a philosopher, too, are you?
Oh, I'm a policeman, Mr. Jacks. Jack, Simon Anthony, arrested May 7th, 1970 for obstruction. And subsequently charged with offences under the Dangerous Drugs Act.
I was arrested at a demonstration.
Yeah?
When I was a student.
Well, you were a student, were you? Lucky boy.
And then down in the cells after our
You and
arrest.
your friends had cannabis planted on you, yes, I know. Doesn't go into details, but there's a press clipping, though.
Simon Jackson, Paul Macy, Treasurer and Secretary of the Socialist Society after their hearing at Oxford